People said, do you like having power? I said, it's not about power and money to me. It's about the ability to influence, to being able to have a seat at the table and influence things as I thought they could be or should be.
I'm a firm believer in the 3 T's of leadership: truth, trust, and transparency. And as soon as I met Cyndi and started working with her, she really exemplified that all the time.
And I got to know Cyndi because she's awesome when it comes to civic engagement and trying to make a positive difference for our state. And of course, our paths crossed as a result.
She's so approachable, and she has this wonderful self-deprecating sense of humor. She can diffuse any tension in any room at any time.
She approached even approached problems or concerns with a positive outlook. And when you work with people like that, you become positive yourself.
Cyndi, at the heart of it, she's a bridge builder. I mean, she can really bring people from different political spectrums, from different philosophical spectrums together around a common cause. And that is the mission of the organization, whether it's a public organization, a nonprofit organization. That's what she's able to do in a way that not many people can really pull that off.
I had a chance to do a number of things with Cyndi over the years. I appointed her to be the chair of the Workforce Development Council in Minnesota. I also appointed her to be on the Board of Regents for the University of Minnesota. And of course, she became the president of the convention in 2008, the National Republican Convention. I admire most her persistence, her determination, and being willing to dedicate her gifts, her talents, her resources to making our community better and helping other people.
She really understands people. She's got great insight. And I think it's one reason why she's such a patient listener and she takes time with people.
Often leaders have a challenge of, do they lead more with a heart or with their head? To come from a corporate background at Xcel Energy as a president and then to go into the nonprofit sector, she really balances that head and the heart.
She is a really accomplished and effective enterprise manager. She can take on a big project, understand it, cast a vision for how it should move forward, but then also hold people accountable in a collegial and constructive way.
When I went to Opportunity Partners, it was a heavily dominated male board, and watching Cyndi work as a chair was just amazing to see, and her confidence and her ability to get people to listen to her, and also her listening to understand, not listening to respond, was just an amazing skill that she has displayed throughout her career.
When Jim Howard, who was the CEO, asked her to become president of NSP Gas, one of the things that she found out very early, before the announcement was even made, is that the mostly male leadership over there loved their cigar breaks in back of the building. I think it was about the time that the announcement was made. She assured those guys that she'd be sharing a cigar with them in the back of the building her first day on the job, and she was there with her cigar.
She was meeting with the Prairie Island Indian Community Tribal Council as the president of NSP Minnesota. And we have a good, strong relationship with the tribal council. We also interact and sometimes chafe a little bit, as our large nuclear plant is right next door to their reservation and their casino and their main source of income and their business. And Cyndi just stepped right into it, and I just remember it was a great meeting with the tribal leaders and helped build the relationship, which frankly in recent years has gotten stronger and stronger with the tribe.
If you understand another person and their point of view, it helps you understand where they're coming from. And at the same time, it's important to me to share my point of view and where I'm coming from, because I think through that then you can negotiate and navigate commonality.
Because we were a very, very pretty diverse team in terms of ideas and the way that we like to do things and in the areas that we managed. She would lead us as an entire team, but she also led us as individuals. And she would play off our strengths, and she'd have us play off of her strengths too.
I'm really proud of the ability to be the first woman in some positions that influenced and led the way. I'm really proud of my civic engagement and happy that I worked for a company that allowed that kind of thing.
She broke a glass ceiling that I think is, especially during the 90s and the early 2000s, to be going into Xcel Energy, Northern States Power, and go from, again, HR leadership position to being the CEO. And her service continues even after her quote-unquote retirement. She's still serving on a number of boards and really impacting the next generation of leaders.
There aren't a lot of people or organizations willing to step up and step out. I love the nonprofit sector because you can look back and say, yeah, I was part of that. And you can shape and build the community of the place where you want to live.
If you just look at the body of her work over the arc of time, the way she has lived it, she has not just talked the talk, she has walked the walk when it comes to civic engagement.
Everywhere that Cyndi shows up, it's about serving and not about herself. And to me, that is her biggest long-lasting legacy, that she models that each and every day you interact with her. And when she goes into boardrooms or she goes out in the communities, it's service above self.
Trust is the currency we have to relate to other people and become involved in policy making and change making and being an organization that can be a leader in our community.